binoculars. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on the latest transfer stories. We start with Oriol Romeu, as latest reports are claiming that Girona are annoyed with Barcelona over the midfielder pursuit and they won't negotiate 10 million price for him. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Secondly, talking about this Barca young star, Estanis Pedrola, as it has been reported that the 19-year-old Barca starlet is in high demand among La Liga and Eredivisie clubs. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into the full stories, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. In a matter of 24 hours, Barcelona's pursuit of Marcelo Brozovic has beaten the dust. The Catalans were said to be in a prime position to sign the midfielder after he rejected Al Nassr. But a dramatic turn of events have seen him reach a reported agreement with the Saudi Arabian side. Now the offices at Spotify Camp Nou are working towards their plan B. Oriol Romeu, the former Barcelona star, currently plies his trade at Girona as he has quickly emerged as the La Liga champions' top target. But according to reports from Mundo Deportivo, Girona are far from happy with Barcelona's advances towards their star. They are adamant that they will not allow him to leave unless his release clause of 10 million euros is paid, and there appears to be no room for negotiations now. The report adds that while Romeu's name is widely discussed, there is still no consensus within the club over his signing. Barcelona are yet to talk to Girona and have only conversed with the player to assess his interest in the move. The Blaugrana find themselves strapped for cash at the moment, and it was the same factor that saw them lose out on Brozovic earlier this week. They thus considered the option of including players like Pablo Torre, Nico Gonzalez, Estanis Pedrola, Alex Collado, or even Alex Garrido in that deal. However, Girona are against the idea. The Spanish side feel hard done by Joan Laporta for going back on his word last season, for he sanctioned Ace Abde's loan move to Osasuna after promising Girona his signature. Moreover, they see Romeu as an irreplaceable figure in their setup. The coming days will thus be critical in deciding Barcelona's stance on the defensive midfielder's acquisition. Before any move from the market, however, a complete internal consensus must be reached. Of course, Oriol Romeu is a player that Barca have been showing a lot of interest lately, especially after Marcelo Brozovic's signing looks impossible now, and Barca see Oriol Romeu as their next best alternative. After failing to sign a new defensive midfielder to replace Busquets, Barca are desperately looking for one before the preseason even reach. Oriol Romeu, of course, is a former La Masia player himself, and the player have been in discussions with Barca according to these new reports, but Girona have not yet discussed with Barca. They have not negotiated anything, but Barca's idea is they want to buy him for less than the 10 million euros that is being stipulated as his release clause in his current contract at Girona. But this new report claims that Girona are so upset that Barcelona, they don't live to their words. They don't live to their word, and they are not prepared to negotiate anything with Barca. That if Barca want to take their key player in midfield, they must pay that 10 million euros in full amount, or else nothing will go through. Of course, this should come as a big blow for Barca. Of course, we have been losing out our top targets in DM roles this season a lot, starting from Zubimendi, Joshua Kimmich, Sofian Amrabat, Marcelo Brozovic last week, and of course, it's going to be a more big blow if Barca were to lose out on this. So as it stands right now, Barca are hopeful that a deal can be done. Then one thing that we are also getting is within the club ranks, not every person is okay. Like there's that general consensus have not been reached. They say Xavi and his coaching staff really wants Oriol Romeu, but There are some staff members, there are some members in Joan Laporta's team that does not see why they should be going for this guy, that he is not fit for a Barca system. But Javi does not see it in the same way. So there's that general consensus is not yet there. It's not yet there. So they are still saying that there are still supposed to be some discussions within the club, to discuss on certain transfer targets, and if everybody comes into agreement with it. Oriol Romeu, of course, has been a player who have been doing so well last season, very solid in midfield. He has that physical attributes, and of course, if Xavi thinks he's going for a technical player, then he is not going for a technical player in Oriol Romeu, who is a more physical defensive midfielder. So there are still a lot of things to decide as Girona themselves, they don't want to negotiate with Barcelona and they are insisting that Barca must pay the 10 million euros stipulated in his contract as his release clause. So a lot of things still need to be decided as Barca seek a long-term Busquets replacement. But of course, talking about Aurel Romeo, you can't say it's long-term. He's already 31 years old, and of course, it will be a medium to short-term replacement for Sergio Busquets. Then moving on to the next story of discussion, talented Barcelona winger Estanis Pedrola is attracting serious interest from several clubs from within Spain and outside, according to Tony Juan Marti. The 19-year-old winger has been with the club since 2019 when he joined from Espanyol Youth Academy and has made steady progress through the ranks. Estanis became a key member of Rafa Marquez' Barca Athletic side, especially post his return from injury in the second half of the season. He ended the campaign with 8 goals from 23 league appearances for the subsidiary. Estanis even got a taste of senior football with Xavi, handing the youngster his first team debut. The 19-year-old ended up playing 2 games for Barcelona's senior setup. However, with Ace Update likely to be kept around for next season, Estanis might not find a direct pathway into a spot in Xavi's squad. As such, there could be a possibility of him leaving on loan or even permanently in order to seek regular game time at the first team level. And it appears there is no shortage of suitors for the young winger. As per the report, a good number of clubs in La Liga, Valencia, Celta Vigo, Girona in particular, are keen on signing Estanis Pedrola and have already transferred their interest to the club. Meanwhile, there have been inquiries about the transfer fee for the 19-year-old from Dutch Eredivisie club PSV Eindhoven and AZ Alkmaar. Other than that, Anderlecht are also looking at the teenage prospects. Estanis wants to continue growing and developing, and with only a year left on his contract, the winger might decide to jump ship for a team where he can play first team football and on a regular basis. So, guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.